Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa and thank you for clicking on my video. I feel like it's been a long time since I've last uploaded a video. I know I say that like in the last one or two videos, but just feels like I haven't uploaded in a while. So today's video is going to be about how to successfully find a position in your field. So I'm talking about after you've completed post-secondary schooling. So that's college or university or something along those lines. I personally think I can talk about this topic right now because I finally found a job in my field, which is nursing. I'm a registered practical nurse currently at a retirement home, and I've been working there for 2 months now. I graduated, before I got the job, or like when I got the job, it took me a year and 2 months, and it finally happened. This video is going to be about what steps basically I took to get the job and what I did, and maybe this will help you if you're in a similar situation. So I ended up making goals, so short-term and long-term goals. These goals could be like how many hours a day do you want to spend job searching, or when do you want to get your job by. So that could be either like by the end of 6 months you've graduated, or like a year. But make sure your goals are specific, like have a date and all that good stuff. Another tip is to keep up with your credentials. So for me, I have to keep up with my CPR and first aid, I have to keep up with my police checks and my immunizations. And most importantly, a big part of getting an interview and getting hired is your resume. So this is your, basically I like to think, your first impression to a potential employer. So what I did to develop my resume is look up examples. It's hard as a graduate since you don't have the experience or as much experience out there, so I had to be more specific in what I did per se. So I looked online for examples, and that really helped me. You can also get someone to review it. So if you have a family member, like a friend who's already in the field you want to be in, that's a great way to develop your resume. Another way is to utilize your resources. So a lot of post-secondary schools have, I guess, like a consultation, counseling type thing where you can go in and like they'll help you develop your resume and they'll help you prep for interviews, and also keep your resume updated. My next tip is to apply for everything that's in your scope of practice. So for me, even though I am an RPN, I have and could apply for PSW positions. So PSW is a personal support worker who is an unregulated care provider. So that's a step under from an RPN. They get paid less, and they also have restrictions to what they can do. I used, when I was looking online, I used multiple search engines. So the three ones I used most often were Workopolis, Job Bank, and Indeed. Indeed was my favorite one to use. Most of the time, everything that was posted on Workopolis and Job Bank was on Indeed. So I would definitely recommend Indeed to anyone. You can also go to job fairs. So, yeah, I don't have much to say about job fairs. I've been to one. I did go with a couple of friends from school. It was, I guess, interesting. It's not my cup of tea though, but it is out there for you guys to try. It is another option, another way to find a position in your field. I would highly recommend, in the time that you're looking for a job, that you find a different job or volunteer in the meantime. You don't want to be searching for a job and not making an income. Plus, this also looks good on your resume. Even if it's just a retail job, they'll see that, oh, you're really trying here, she's working, she's obviously has a work ethic, a previous work ethic, so that would look good for you. Another important thing is to network. So obviously you have your friends from school, make sure you keep in contact with them. They could really help. A lot of the time it's not what you know, but who you know that gets you the job. So on to preparing for your interview. It's very important that you do your research. You know nothing about this organization that you're about to go into. Well, most likely you know nothing about. So it's very important that you do your research, you get to know what you're getting yourself into, who are the lead people who manage it, and all that kind of stuff. Plus, they're gonna obviously ask you about the organization in your interview, so it's basically important just to go on their website and, you know, look it up. Make sure you come with a copy of your resume, your reference, and any type of documentation that you would need. So personally, I had to come with college diploma, my CPR and first aid card, and my immunization. So everyone should have three references. So one has to be relevant to the field you're going into or the position you're applying for. So that one relevant reference for me was my preceptor from my pre-grad clinical. Now the two other ones was my manager from my current job that I was at the time, and the other one was a past manager from another job. It will really help you if you practice. So in terms of like looking up interview questions, practice those, have someone test you on them. It makes you feel more comfortable getting into that zone, making sure you know like what to expect almost. One thing I like to do is prepare my essentials the night before. So like my clothing and my documentation, make sure I have them all together so that I'm not scrambling the next day. It just keeps me at ease, it makes me less stressed. A very important tip also is to walk in with confidence. So you want to have a good posture, you want to have a nice firm handshake, and you want to smile. And also important is you want to be you. So this being you is possibly what might set you aside from everyone else. And most importantly, treat the interview as if it's one big conversation, because that's exactly what it is. It's just one big conversation that you're having with like one or two people about your past experiences and your future maybe. Okay, so now we're getting into post-interview. So usually the person who's interviewing you will tell you, oh, we'll call you next week if you have the position or something along those lines. If next week comes, you wait a couple of days, you can call them back to know the status of your interview, how that went. You can also ask if they say you didn't get it. You can also ask, how can I improve? So that you have notes for next time what to do better. And this also looks good on yourself for this current organization or place. Also, in this time where you're waiting for the call, don't just sit and do nothing. Keep applying for positions, because it is not set in stone that you will get this position. So you have to keep at it. Like, you could, within that 1 week, you could get another interview. Even like maybe for a place that you prefer even more than the one you were interviewed at. If you get the job, awesome. If you don't get the job, it's important to remember to continue to be determined, consistent, and resilient. That will get you so far with basically anything, but especially with looking for a position in your field. it will get you so far. Being able to bounce back, being able to continuously send out resumes, and just being determined, it's just, it will get you so far. You will eventually get that position you're working for it, and people will notice that and you will get that job. So that's the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in. Comment, like, and subscribe if you'd like, and I'll see you in the next one.